Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Abundance Club. Thank you so much for being here. It means a lot. And I feel like this is a conversation that needs to be had. It's one that's not had enough when it comes to abundance. This is the Abundance Club after all. And I want to support you guys to really unlock your abundance, to really amplify your abundance. And this is what I believe one of the most important aspects when it comes to the manifestation of your desires, when it comes to calling in more of the abundance that you seek. So before we dive into this conversation, I would love it if you could hit the subscribe button on your chosen platform or follow along. This helps to get the conversation out there and keep this channel abundantly flowing. All right, so here it is. Abundance, one of my favorite conversations to have, particularly with women in this instance, but this is going to appeal to you whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you have your own business, whatever kind of abundance you are wanting to call in or you are wanting to really activate in your life right now. It's a conversation we need to have because we are here, and often we forget this, but we are here in this lifetime, in this life, on this planet, to live in our fullness, to live as the expansive nature that we are, to live in our expansiveness. And yet, more often than not, I see women really limiting the amount of abundance that they are allowing into their lives. And I'm not just talking about financial abundance here in this conversation, wealth and money. I'm talking about abundance, or I could be talking about abundance in love. Maybe it's a love relationship. Maybe it's abundance of friendships, of really beautiful soul connections. Maybe it's an abundance of pleasure, of rest, of joy, of ease, of fulfillment, of freedom. If I was to ask you right now, what does abundance mean to you in your life? Is it more time with the people that you love? Is it an abundance of rest or of health or of energy? Is it joy or pleasure, or is it financial abundance? And what if it's actually all of the above? And here's the real question. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you could have it all, that you could have abundance across all areas, all avenues of your life, that you are worthy right now, exactly as you are, of having it all? Is there truth in that? Or is there resistance? Like, what is your body telling you when I ask you that question? Because that tells us a lot. Okay. And this is where it starts. It starts with your belief. Your belief is your power. It shapes your world, it creates your reality. So, at its core, when we're talking about abundance, at its core, abundance is energy, it's vibration. It's not about how hard you work, how well you behave, or whether you're a good person, right? When we talk about money, we know that wealth doesn't discriminate based on kindness or selfishness. There are incredibly wealthy people in the world who are kind. There are incredibly wealthy people who are selfish. Okay. So money is simply an activator, an amplifier of who you already are and what you believe to be true, right? It takes the form of what you believe to be true. And this is why our responsibility as manifestors, as conscious manifestors, is to take a look under the hood and check out, what am I believing to be true? What am I putting out there? What am I projecting into my reality? Right? What am I believing about abundance? Because what you believe, you perpetuate, you amplify, you magnetize into your life. So I believe one of the most needed shifts that we need to make when it comes to this conversation about abundance is shifting from what do I need to do to make it happen to who do I need to be in order to make it most welcome. The law of receptivity is a really powerful universal principle or universal law that reminds us that abundance is not just about action. In fact, action is about 20% of the secret sauce. It's about our alignment, our attunement, our openness, our embodiment, our receptivity. This is why my approach to manifestation is more of a innately surrendered or embodied approach that requires us to remember the truth of who we are. And I don't believe, unless we want to manifest in more of a manufactured or egoic mindset way, which we do, which we can, which many do, but I don't believe we can have a true conversation about a more easeful and organic way to manifest without recognizing our divinity. We are a divine, expansive soul having a human experience in this lifetime, as we have in other lifetimes, if you believe that, and that we continue will, that we are vast, unlimited potential first. And our limits are only born in our egoic mind. So we are the only ones standing in our own way when it comes to manifestation. And it's really important that we feel that we know that this isn't to shame you, but this is about empowerment. And empowerment requires, first and foremost, that we take responsibility. Being self-responsible is one of the most empowering things that you can do for yourself and others in your life. So what you see around you right now in your world, like it or not, the circumstances, the conditions, the relationships, all of it is a reflection of what you are either consciously or unconsciously manifesting via your thoughts, via your feelings, which formulate our beliefs and our actions. We are capable of so much when we understand the importance to tap into our innate divinity, because we realize that we are never actually creating alone. The ego will tell you that you're creating alone, but we are part of the vast consciousness that created everything, every desire, every dream, and every manifestation that you long for. It already exists as a potential in the universe, in the quantum field. It's actually already created. It already exists. So your only task, and I really want you to hear this and feel this, your only task is to become a match to let it in, to allow it in. If a desire is in your heart, if an idea arises in your mind, it's in your imagination, it's already in your energetic field. This means it's already available to you. In a sense, it's already on its way to you. So in the context of shifting from what do I need to do to make it happen to who do I need to be to make it most welcome, it's about moving from a state of forcing to a state of allowing. And just feel that. What does even those words feel like in your body? Moving from forcing to allowing. Just notice what your breath does. Notice how it feels in your heart. So when you allow yourself to return to true alignment, not with who the world has conditioned you to be, but with who you truly are, what happens is you actually dissolve the illusion of separation and scarcity. And these are the two core distinctions or core distortions of the ego. And I believe one of the greatest misconceptions, or even perhaps the greatest tragedy of ego conditioning, is the belief that we must do it all on our own. It is actually a tragedy that we feel or believe on some level that we're alone in this. We forget that our greatest power lies in our connection to God, to Source, to the universe, to the ultimate power that has created everything that exists. No biggie, right? So as one of my greatest teachers, Kathy Haller, and she beautifully shares this, a teaching that she in turn received from one of her mentors. We are someone because we are some of the one. We are not separate from divinity. We are a part of it, like waves of an ocean, like rays of a sun. We are an aspect of the one consciousness, the one divinity. And when you remember this, you actually remember that you are already abundance. It is not separate from you. It is your nature. It's your inherent nature. When you were born, you lacked nothing. You were full, whole, complete. And the truth is, you still are. The only difference is along the way, you started to believe in the illusions of the ego, in the lies that your mind told you that were otherwise, right? Or society told you through our conditioning. You were told by someone else. But the truth is, you were always enough. You always have been enough. You are abundance itself. And that might be a bit to take in. So this episode is possibly one that you want to come back to and listen to over and over so you can really let it land in your cells. You can really let it be felt and create a resonance in you. So if all of this is energy, if everything you seek, the abundance in whatever shape or form you most desire in your reality right now, is vibrational energy. I've spoken about this before. Everything, everyone is giving off a vibration. Then what matters more than effort and action and force is which is, how we've been conditioned to believe that we create anything in life. What matters more than that is your vibrational alignment. So this isn't a conversation about creating from matter, where we hustle, where we strive, where we push through. It's the hard, consistent work to make things happen. That is the old paradigm of imbalanced masculine energy. And we are now shifting out of that more than we ever have before. We are ascending beyond that way of creating. We're moving from that 3D into more of a 5D reality. So we're moving out of the ego-driven way, which at its core stems from the belief that I'm not enough. It's rooted in seeking validation through effort and accomplishment, always trying to improve and prove something instead of allowing. What would happen if you actually believed that you are enough right now? So when we honor our alignment as our highest priority, our vibrational alignment, we sync back with our feminine power as creative beings. Whether you're a man or a woman, we have masculine and feminine energies. When we do that, when we remember our feminine power, we become more naturally receptive and magnetic to that we desire. Abundance responds to our energy before it responds to our action. So when I talk about receptivity, then it is about holding the frequency of what you desire before it arrives. Right? As Neville Goddard would say, this is living from that end state. It's about embodying the you of you, the version of you who already has it. Because remember, nothing is lacking. You are whole, you are complete, you have everything you need. The only thing standing in your way are your beliefs that you don't. Right? It's about opening your heart and your nervous system to receive with ease, not struggle. So instead of asking, what else do I need to do? We're always asking that, aren't we? What else do I need to do? What do I need to do to make it happen? We're always focused so much on the doing. Instead of that, can you ask, how would I feel if this was already mine? What beliefs would I hold if I fully trusted abundance? How can I relax into knowing it's already on its way? Am I creating space energetically, emotionally, and physically to receive, or am I blocking my abundance? not believing that it's possible or that I'm worthy of it or that I can have it, all of it. How much are you actually letting yourself receive in your life right now? Maybe that's through kind words that people offer you, gestures, compliments, support, validation. Do you really let yourself receive it, or do you brush it off and reject it? This is really important, guys, to start to really become aware of this, become conscious of how open am I? Right? Because the more you can embody the energy of receptivity and of already having it and of honoring the abundance that you already are and being deeply in awe and gratitude of that, the more effortlessly it flows to you, the more the universe mirrors your internal state. So rather than pushing harder, as we might be conditioned to believe, can you soften more? Rather than controlling the how, what if you were to trust that the how doesn't even need to be in your awareness? Rather than proving your worthiness, can you know that you are already worthy right now without having to do anything? So, what if we flipped the measure of success to be not how much have I done, but instead, how much have I allowed myself to receive, to be in my essence, to allow life to move through me, more flow, less force? And I really believe that receptivity is the key. It's the missing key for so many in this conversation of abundance. And it does take a process of unwiring the old patterns and beliefs that are continuing to unconsciously create your reality. And then it's about rewiring new programs that support the conscious, effortless manifestation of your vision. It's an expansion of your capacity to feel safe and regulated in your nervous system, to be able to call in and receive more abundance than you know what to do with. And this is a practice and a process that we can begin to attune to. It's such important energy work. And it starts with you really prioritizing your vibrational alignment in order to co-create a reality that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. So if this is something that resonates with you and you are ready to up level in this way, and perhaps you need the support, because often we do, for the rest of February and March, I've opened up some space for one-to-one manifestation sessions with me. And this is a really highly personalized 60 minutes that is bespoke. So it's designed to support whatever situation you are moving through, to support you to become more receptive and magnetic to your soul desires. These are a powerful activating session. I even call them a power session, because we're really going to flip how you've been doing things. This is not just about mindset, it's an embodied approach to manifestation. So when you book these sessions, you also receive 1 month free in my Abundance Club, which has all of the beautiful somatic and energetic practices that support you to raise up your vibration so that you can become a match for what you're wanting to call in. I'm so excited to have these sessions on offer. It's the only way that you can work one-to-one with me at the moment. So I'm going to put the link in the show notes so you can click on that and book yourself in a session at a time that works for you. So thank you so much. I hope that this helps. I hope that this sparks something in you and you can continue to inquire. You can continue to make yourself available to really tune into where you are allowing or where you're still conditioned in the forcing, in the egoic mindset. And it can just take a little bit to unravel and untether from that conditioning. So reach out, let me know how you found this episode. Please feel free to share it. If you can give me a review, that means the world to me. And don't forget to subscribe and follow along, because I've got more goodness coming your way. Have the most beautiful day. and I will talk to you soon.